All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today I wanted to quick discuss on receiving tickets, choosing the right equipment type and number, and the reference field on a ticket. I'm going to go ahead and share. Can everyone see my screen?
Sure can.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I just have a new receiving ticket up just to show which fields I'm talking about here. So the reference field over here, the reference field is something that, for one, is searchable in C-Trade. So if you're looking for something you know you've entered in a reference field before, you can put that in your search bar to pull up wherever that has occurred. The reference field also shows up on shipping statements, which go out with the settlements, which are the checks every month. So if there is a number that your client likes to reference, so an example is, I know Amy in Urbana has, Republic likes to put their route number code for the day on each of theirs, so it shows up on their report. So she'll put something, in there for the day and then the route number. So that will show up on the report. And then the equipment types here, packer trucks, rear loads, roll-offs, trailer, etc. And then the equipment numbers in here. So if we chose this as a trailer, all of our trailer numbers show up in this equipment number area. Now, I know most of us are typing in our equipment number, which sometimes can be a problem, especially if you have a typo, or even by putting a lowercase letter instead of an uppercase letter, or putting a space between the letter and the numbers. And I will go over why that is in just a second here. So last week we were talking about how choosing the right pickup location of an account can determine if a certain service charge is going to get picked up, and also how it shows up then on the shipping statements. And if you're choosing a billing location, it shows up separate from the service location stuff, and it just is messy. The equipment type can also trigger service charges. So I pulled up an example here for Komatsu. We have equipment types that we have fees associated with, pickup fees. Some people have a pickup fee for a semi service and a different one for a box truck. This one has one for box truck, but different ones for compactors. So they're set up a little bit differently here. So that's how service fees can get triggered by the equipment type. There are several of those across the company. So just make sure you're choosing the right equipment type. I did give everybody a little equipment types cheat sheet that you should all have, a laminated double-sided page that shows pictures with what that equipment looks like. So, there's a picture of a compactor box, roll-off boxes, side load packer trucks, etc. So if you're just not sure, refer to that sheet. I'm pretty sure I've sent one to everybody, but if you need one, let me know and I can send you another one. So then the equipment number that we choose is especially important on our trailers. And Aaron can attest to this. He likes to know a lot of times, this is the wrong one, where and how long our trailers are somewhere. So I run this little inquiry report for equipment location by trailer, and it shows you all of our equipment numbers and how many days out at whatever location they're at. This report does not work if we don't enter the equipment number exactly as we have it in the system. So lowercase letters, spaces, leaving off the F at the end, something like that will make this report not work right. And then I have to go into the search field. Can I move this out of the way? Yes, I can. And type in, a different way that it could be entered. So lowercase d with a space, or just a lowercase d with the numbers. So that I can look through here and try to figure out when the last time that trailer moved and where it went. Aaron, I think you mainly use this a lot of times for to know where trailers are and how long they've been there, so we know for like inspections and stuff.
Yeah, because we got some that have sat out there for a long time that we're just not sure where they're at. They're sitting there for a long time, stuff starts to seize up, and then you can't move them. And we've thought about sending folks out to go do the inspection so they're within the date. And that report really helps, because that's really the only way we can find them.
Mm-hmm. So another thing, you guys, I know everyone on this call also pretty much does dispatching as well as receiving. The other important thing is trailers only move in the system when you're putting them in the trailer in and trailer out in your dispatches. So that was something else we've been talking about, and that report has been getting done every week to make sure everyone knows where they stand on how complete their dispatches are with making sure to have their trailers in and out on their dispatches. So this is a big reason why we've been harping on making sure that the trailer numbers are completed on dispatches and receiving tickets, and that they're correct. So we know where our assets are and can find them when we need to do inspections like DOT stuff. Okay, so I'm going to run one shipping statement report real quick to show you where the reference field looks like. Amy, I'm not picking on you, but I'm going to use Republic because I know that they have it. So here in the reference number, this is the shipping statement that would go along with the check. It shows their number, and this generally just refers to the number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, based on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then their route is 460. So they know which day and which route that material coincided with. So that's pretty much it. And then I know there's something else we were talking about last week, locations of accounts. Megan, I think you mentioned that there's a couple that you guys have been putting in the reference field that we just need to add as a location of the account instead of keeping to put it in this reference number field. So if you guys have anything like that for an account, know that it will show up here on the reference field. But if you would just like a location that you can put that material under instead of having to put it in the reference number field, just let me know. Another thing about this reference field, say you had an Allied account and they were picking up a commercial route in Springfield, and every time you were putting in the reference number of the Springfield route, well, sometimes you capitalize it, sometimes it's all lowercase, sometimes the S is capitalized, sometimes it's abbreviated to SPFLD. So that gets to starting to just look messy in the reference field on their reporting. So just that's something else, I guess, to be mindful of with that. And that's all I've got for today. I'm going to be working on something, you guys, because the next part of our process here with the receiving ticket is going to go into grading. And a lot of you have seen, and maybe some of you haven't, but you will soon, the breakdown sheet process for the unloaders that I created with some help from Nick. It's kind of a real quick and easy bulleted process for how unloaders are supposed to grade things on breakdown sheets. And then it's got some example sheets at the end to kind of show like, hey, if you come across this, this is what you need to write on the sheet, etc. So I was thinking about doing something similar for grading and just kind of, because I know we have a process that's like 8 pages long in our C-Trade books, but you know, it's 8 pages long. So I wanted to do something a little bit more concise for everyone with a couple of like the same sort of things. Like if you see this on a breakdown sheet, make sure you enter like this. Something Aaron brought up yesterday or the day before was small gaylords, like, you know, just single or double walled gaylords that don't weigh as much as a regular weight gaylord, which we didn't cover before. So something like that, you know, if they wrote short gaylord or thin gaylord, something like that on the sheet, then we would know to reduce our tear weight for the gaylord. So it's all stuff like that, you guys, trying to get everybody all doing the same thing for the same kinds of situations. Comments? Criticisms?
Everybody there?
Yeah.
There's Claudia.
All right. Well, if anybody has any follow-up questions, just let me know. I see everybody is on the call, so I don't think I'll have to send this out to anyone specifically. But it will be on the S drive. I'll let you know where I'm saving those. But it's also, I'm putting all of these on the training folder in the YouTube channel for us.
Thank you, Marie. Sorry, I was dealing with a crisis, dispatching crisis here, but I'm going to go back and rewatch it, and if anything comes up, I'll let you know.
All right. Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.